I was playing in class yesterday and I forgot about this. I was trying a bunch of different things I'd never tried before. I'm going to go to the default colors here and got the line tool. And I thought, I'll make this half a pixel again, zero point 0.5, hit tab, and I'm going to get on the right layer and then just draw a little line. Hold down shift so it goes straight down, and then I'm going to get this. I'm going to copy it, Command C, Command F to paste it in front, and then I'm just going to come here and rotate this and hold down shift so it snaps. And I've got this little crosshair, which is a little big. Let me make this a little smaller. And then can make this a pattern. I've got to teach you how to do this. I hate going up here. I can't even remember where I'm going. And we make a pattern. And we have, a cool little grid, right? And so we come up here just to check, see what's going on. Click to select, click our next one, and we've got graph paper. Pretty simple. And then we go through the same polka dot routine to get the different crosshairs. And the little cross makes, well, why don't I just show you instead of blabbing? We'll just take this and make our pattern. And go ahead and separate this out. I might as well show you. If you click on this, then you can grab one of these corners and we'll hold down Option and Shift to constrain, and then we can throw these out without setting actual numbers. We can actually just see what's working. Holding down Option and Shift, of course, goes from the center and constrains proportions, and then we can hit Escape, and we have our new pattern that we can click on and see. And, think of blueprint paper, and we got a really dark blue in the background and a lighter blue right here for these lines. And then we put our graphic over it. There's all kinds of cool stuff you can do with simple little patterns. But what I wanted to show you, what I tripped on yesterday playing around with that guy and saying, if, I got to zoom in on this because it's really hard to do otherwise. If I take this and I come down and I hold down Option and Shift to drag it down, and then I want to rotate this guy around this center point, which is directly under it. And I tried a bunch of different things. Then I tried something a little crazy, and I love it. I see all kinds of possibilities to work with this. So right now we have this upper one selected. I'm going to come down to where it says intersect, hold down Option and click. And this time, instead of 20, click 45. Make a copy, and then Command D. D, 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 D. And we have this little guy right here, which makes, and I've done it with and without this center point, and it's kind of cool. And I'll let you play around with this. And then I substituted a circle, and I did all kinds of variations on a theme, because what you get when you make this pattern is kind of cool. And if I hit Command 0 and Command minus, we come back out here. I'm going to Escape so you can see back out on our pattern what this guy does. And then going through the polka dot routine and starting to pull this out and playing with how far these are from one another and changing the tile type results in some interesting things. And then I played off of this with other ideas. I want you guys to experiment. Keep it simple. Yes, there are really complicated patterns that people make that are fabulous. But right now, we're just exploring the tool set, trying to understand how it is that we create a wide variety of patterns from just absolutely simple shapes. And you don't need to be this Byzantine artist that at the beginning you spend days and days trying to make one convoluted, complex pattern, when instead you could begin to wrap your head around how these work. So spend some time just experimenting with this, because there's so many cool things you can do with patterns. Remember to save your work. early and often. Remember to work on these 2 layers so that you can experiment and preserve all your ideas. Don't start deleting things that already exist. If you want to make changes to it, option drag out a copy and play with it. If this board starts getting too full, the artboard, we'll grab these things and pull them out onto the workspace out here. There's nothing that says you can't just move stuff off of this panel. The pattern's still there. You can still preserve everything you've done. Have some fun with this and experiment. And every pattern you make is going to be saved up here. And then later on, we'll learn how to make exportable patterns and things that we can share with others and market to our benefit. Patterns are cool, and they are the entryway into this world of the commercial artists.